Hey everyone, happy Tuesday again. Actually, yesterday wasn't too bad, but I didn't have much to update on, so I decided to wait till today. Today is Tuesday, March 4th, and so for school today, it's been a long day. It's felt like an 8 to 4 day despite being done at 3. So it's actually like almost 3:30, but I had some stuff I wanted to get done downstairs before I came upstairs. So today went really well. It was just really heavy. So 186 this morning, our our prescription products class. We I felt like we did quite a bit of stuff, but in reality, I don't know if it was all that much. And then the lab today was really packed. So we had a verbal order. We had to do our a time competency, or not time competency, technical check. Time competency is actually on Thursday. And then fill 2 prescriptions with full documentation. So I was there until the bitter end. I actually didn't know if I was going to get done in the end, but I actually did finish, so that was good. I thought I had messed up the one thing on my second prescription actually. So if you pass your first prescription or you pass lab on your first prescription, you don't need to look at the second. But there was a weird thing going on. I was going to ask about it, and then I'm like, you know what? The Kroll label was right, so I'm not too concerned about it, but it was just kind of weird. I'm really happy. So I made this checklist based upon my self reflection that I actually have to get done for Friday, which I'm probably going to finish up on Thursday. I think that's when I'm going to get the chance to finish it. I developed this checklist based upon the checklist that we are given to do the technical check, and then I expanded on it based upon work and then kind of what I was getting wrong as well. And it worked. I am excited. I got 100% on that technical check today, which is what I need to do, like for more than 10 prescriptions in a row. So it was great. I wasn't sure on a few things, but I finally think I understand what I'm doing, and having that checklist is so helpful. And what I also did was last night, I made it so that it was the length it needed to be. So 10 prescriptions is what we have to do. And so I made it a checklist for each prescription so I could just check it off as I went and then mark when there was something wrong. I find that it's helpful doing it that way as time goes on. Hopefully, I can continue to get 100% on those technical checks. So that was great. Time competency is on Thursday, and I hope it goes okay. I get a little bit nervous because then you're not just having to deal with bright space, but you're having to also manage the time with Kroll. And on the virtual desktop, sometimes it's a little sketchy. I felt amazing after hitting the submit button on that one. But I am just absolutely wiped. And then today in computers, we were learning how to build compounds, and it's a lot. And we haven't really done much for compounds at all in the program yet. I'm actually really surprised that they don't have a different computer class that covers the compounds more. It really doesn't make much sense. And even to me, where I know what we're kind of doing, and now that I've seen how it generates the report, I'm okay. But for those people who don't have the same type of ability to connect the dots, I'm sure that their brain was hurting because mine was hurting. Because, like, I've never set up a compound. I've made compounds before, but I've never set up a compound because I technically am not able to do that. I hope I can continue to get a vlog out every week in March, but, I think it'll be better now that we've kind of got this latest group project done. I think we have 2 left, and they haven't been assigned yet. So, hoping that they can go well for those as well. The one thing I do need to do for today, I have an open book test tomorrow in my one class, and I'm really not sure what to expect. I gotta look at the outline because our instructor actually posts the outline for that class on the instructions, and I just need to go through and see like kind of what the details are in that. And I probably will end up doing what I usually do for an open book test, which is combining all of the PowerPoints and stuff like that. And I have been studying for the midterm that's next week, so I'm hoping that some of it is sticking. I just feel like nothing is. So we'll see how that goes, but I'm hoping that that kind of, will help a little bit. All right, everyone, I just finished writing a test. Well, that was weird of the camera. And I'm gonna do something. So, when we have 2-hour classes, I often have a little bit of time to take a break. And actually, that's what I'm doing right now. I just wrote a test, so I have a little bit of time before I have my next class. And what I want to do, so I have an old yoga mat, and I'm actually going to move my meditation spot in here so that when we take breaks, I can do some meditation. I think I need it right now. My stress levels are off the charts. I wasn't really sure what to expect going into that quiz today. Like, I didn't really know it was just going to be like the one class that I had where it was like really difficult. It wasn't hard, honestly. Either that or I just am getting better at finding things. I do really need to study, though, a lot for the midterm because I wasn't sure on a lot of things, so I'm going to really have to buckle down for that midterm. But that's next week, so I'm going to start working on that. I'm working on it every single day, basically. So, what I'm going to do is set up this spot and grab my meditation spot so that when I'm in my legislation class and we take our break in our 2 hours, then I will be able to sit and do a little bit of meditation. So, and then too, if I want to, I can always use the yoga mat to do a little bit of stretching as well, because I feel like I might need that. You can tell that's been rolled up for a while. Okay, let me go get my meditation chair now. So, for those of you who don't know, my meditation chair, and then I also have a cushion. Set this up exactly like how I do on a retreat. If I ever do decide to do a at-home retreat online, which I might actually in the summer, we'll see how it goes. It's set up now. I actually keep a blanket in here because it gets cold. So yeah, now I've got my little meditation spot set up. So hopefully I can start taking advantage of those, 5-10 minute breaks that we often get during the middle of classes. Allow me to reset and all of that. Another test this afternoon. I do know what to expect going into that one because we had a practice quiz to do, and I did the best I possibly could on that. So I am not as concerned now. But anyways, I'm gonna get started on looking into what I need to do this week for my pre-lab stuff. Or not for this week, but for tomorrow. I'm so used to having a lab only once a week. It's kind of crazy, actually. So I think we only have like maybe 4 labs left. So the lab ends actually quite early compared to the rest of the classes, which is kind of nice because then they do some tutorials and stuff for how the in-person stuff is going to work in May and all of that. Just starting to get a little bit more pressure on us now that it is getting towards the end of the lab because we're starting to have much more higher like percentages that we got to reach on our quizzes and our time-based stuff, and the prescriptions are getting a little bit harder now, so we're doing things like nasal sprays and inhalers. I'm curious to actually see what we're going to be doing today, so that's what I'm going to do now until the pre-lab actually gets started here. I'm going to take a look at the notes and see what we're working on. Alright, so it's a little later in the day. It's actually 4 o'clock. I just finished my pre-lab stuff. Took me a little longer, but I'm starting to get a little bit more picky on like making sure I have all the parts and understand like if I got something wrong on the practice prescription, why. So I do tend to probably spend a little bit more time than a lot of people do on that because I want to make sure that when I actually do it the next day that like for the actual lab that I'm getting it right, because it's easier to get a pass on the first go around than it is to have to do both of the prescriptions. I had 2 open book tests today. I talked about the first one, how it went really well. Second one, I was really disappointed when I hit the submit button, but it ended up being okay so I I'll take the mark that I got with it. I just did a lot better on the actual practice assignment that we were given for it than the real assignment. So that's unfortunate. Gotta be honest, I need to take a little bit of a break. I haven't had much of a break today, so I might take a little bit of a break for a while. I'm gonna take both of my computers upstairs. Actually, no, I'm just gonna take my one computer upstairs. I think I can leave the other one down here tonight because I'm not doing any actual putting anything in, I don't think, unless I wanted to do what we finished today in legislation. But I think I'll leave it. Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it. It won't take long. I just gotta remember that I have to do that. Tomorrow is just lab, so we have our time competency tomorrow. So that's where we're given so long to fill prescriptions. I think we're doing 5 of them. We're given 8 minutes for prescriptions. So hopefully, I don't know how to feel about that. Hopefully I do okay. It depends on what type of prescriptions they are and the amount of math involved and all of that. The time competency I find is a little bit more pressure than some of the other stuff. There's always this, they're trying to trick me part of it, so I'm focusing really hard. And I think that's why I was really tired yesterday, because the technical check took so much out of me because I knew that like there's such subtle things that they're looking for. And it's just like, okay, are like, and the concentration that it takes, it just made my head feel like the size of a like ginormous bowling ball, basically. I do have to finish my self reflection for Friday, and I gotta see what time that's due because I'm probably gonna have to focus a lot on that tomorrow after the lab, try and get that done and handed in. I didn't do so hot on my last self reflection, so I'm hoping to rebound a little bit, but I'm finding that this particular self reflection, because it's not really based on an actual scenario that happened, it's a little hard to answer the question. So I basically had to make up a scenario where I was talking about how I would fix the situation. I'm not going to get into details, of course, because I haven't actually submitted this assignment yet, but that's basically what I'm doing with it. All right, everyone, happy Friday. I'm just popping on here quickly just to wrap up this vlog. It's about lunchtime, basically. It's about 10 to 12 right now. My plan for this afternoon is to practice a little bit more studying, probably for the midterm that I have on Monday. I probably also should get in the drug quizzes that are next week. So, like brand name, generic, because I think we have 2 of them. I also want to do a little laundry quickly, too. And I do work at 4, so fun times. Anyways, that's it for this week. Thanks for joining me. And, just the usual. Please subscribe, hit the like button. It helps a lot. Oh, I do want to add in here before I go. I've been using my meditation spot like I said I would, and it's been great. I actually had a 7-minute meditation during a 10-minute break today, and it really helped me reset and refresh on how I was feeling. So that helped a lot. But, anyways, I'll quit my rambling now. Thanks for joining me this week, everyone. See you next week.